Hi, General.
Hi,
How you doing today?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good, girl. The weather is nice. It's nice. So I'm feeling nice.
It's beautiful. It's my birthday weekend, so I'm feeling
Oh, happy birthday.
good. It's tomorrow. I'm excited.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing this weekend?
I'm gonna go away in nature. So
Nice.
escape in nature, just vibe out by the lake, do a little canoeing, a little yoga.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's really good. Self-care, self-care for real. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you turning?
Ooh, I'm turning 32. I know. Yep.
I really thought you were gonna say like 24 or something.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Girl, black don't crack.
Exactly. So
I'm turning 26 next or in August.
still a
Yeah.
baby. Still a baby. I'm
Super
still young.
cute.
I feel young. So like
Oh,
I feel like an old soul, but I feel young. So like
32, 31 is the new 21. I'm telling you. My older brother turned 30 like last year or something. And I'm like, how do you feel? And he's like, I feel like I'm 21. That's what he told
yeah,
me. He's like, I feel like I can finally do everything I want for real. Like this is my life now. Like that's
that's
what
a-
that so how do you feel turning 32? Like how do you feel?
honestly, this year for me has been like challenging, but like really good. Like if I had to name the chapter, it would be like rebirth because I feel like it's like falling apart but coming together at the same time.
Amen to that.
So
That's
yeah,
really
I feel
good.
good. I'm proud. I'm in a good space
Mm.
mentally, emotionally. So yeah, things are
Good,
good.
good for you, girl. That's good. That's
Thank you.
really good. So, like, I wanted to talk to you because I think you're very creative. Like, the first time I saw you on Instagram or like one of your work at least was when you did the music video for her name on Instagram is Asia Baby, Asia Baby,
Asa.
Aza Baby. That's her Instagram name. Yeah, Aza. When you did the gold regal concept and everything, I was like, okay, this girl is talented.
That's not my concept. I
Oh, it
took
wasn't? Okay.
I took the pictures. No, no, no.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
took the pictures. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Either way, the pictures came out so nice. Like I was like, okay, this girl she's a creative and I see what she's working with. So that's really, really cool. So how would you like describe your creative process?
Ooh. Honestly, I see a lot of things in my head. So like I'm the definition of like a visionary. I'm very like scattered in that sense because I feel like for me, when I hear like a song, for example, the first thing is visuals that come to my mind. Like if I can relate to it or if like, I'm inspired by it, I start seeing things in my head. And basically, I guess the hardest thing is like just communicating that idea to somebody else to see what you.
Mm-hmm.
So I found ways like mood boards, for example. I'm very big on mood boards. It's like the first thing I do when I want to communicate my idea to somebody. I always write like little, bullet points, but sometimes like I hear myself say it and I'm like, they're not going to understand what I'm talking about. Like they're not going to see the vision. So I'm big on mood boards. I like a lot of colors and just like I don't know where the ideas come from, but I just try to translate it and make it work. And luckily, I've been blessed enough to come in contact with people who believe in me and trust me with the creative process. So that's a blessing within itself. When you're like
Mm-hmm.
trusted as a creative, it's a really big thing.
I
So
feel like yeah, I agree with you. I also feel like that's a big thing. Like having support is really important. And I feel like it's one of the things that keeps a lot of us creatives going, like having people who trust you, having people who are willing to try and understand your vision. Do you know what I mean? I could speak for myself too and say that like, yeah, like I was having a lot of trouble translating my ideas. You know what I mean? I don't know how people are gonna get it. How am I gonna tell them? You know what I mean? But yeah, same here. Mood boards, pictures, references, things like that. So yeah, okay, cool, cool, cool. So like since COVID has hit, right? How how has the pandemic like affected your creative work if it did? Like
It did in a sense where a lot of things got postponed because like my first big production was, I'm not sure if you saw, but it was I directed Slim, her music video for Pony. That was
I
like,
watched it, by the way. Great work.
wait, are
Great
you
work.
talking about the latest one or you're talking about
Pony.
okay, Pony? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, that one it got postponed like 3 times because of the amount of people involved. And then like studios weren't allowed to be open and it was just like a lot of back and forth. But like at the same time, I feel like it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Like I was able to, I guess, do a lot more in that sense because I had more time to plan things out. But I mean, even when you do plan things out, I feel like things always go wrong anyways. Like you always there's always something that comes up. And I think that's a lot of things that people don't really talk about. Like
Yeah.
happens behind the scenes. Oh, like
Oh, trust me.
every and anything will happen, I promise. But it always works out though.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the second big production is like the music video that's actually dropping soon. I won't say when, but the teaser that I dropped a few days ago, the music video is dropping soon. That too was a big production, and it was really a lot of effort involved in terms of like planning who comes on set at what time, and then plus like I'm working like I don't have a full team right now, so like I'm doing a lot of things by myself. So it was challenging in that sense and very exhausting, but worth it. And I love what I do, so it makes me happy. So I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Good, good. Yeah, I feel like in terms of like planning, especially like with COVID and everything, like I feel like if you have a project in your mind, at least if you have a plan, then
Yeah,
even if things go left or right or up or down, like you can improvise based
yeah.
off of the initial foundation that you settled for your plan. So like I hear you on that because it's true. People don't really see what goes on behind the scenes. A lot of people don't know like the cancellations, people flopping, all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I hear you on that. I really, really do. In terms of like, I want your perspective on this because all of our faves, they didn't make it to the top by themselves, right?
Mhm.
So when you're working with people, like, what do you really look for in what do you look for like when you're working with people per se?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Question. Shoot.
Mm.
Um, well, for one thing, I'm big on energy. Like I feel like I'm definitely at a place where I'm very good on picking up on other people's energies. And I can kind of tell off the bat, usually if we're gonna mix or not. And obviously I have to like believe in whatever it is that you're doing. That's very important to me. Like I wouldn't work with just anybody. I have to have some type of connection to whatever it is that you're doing. And I like working with people that take themselves seriously, like people that
Mm-hmm.
believe in themselves. Like you have to believe in yourself because if not,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to work.
Exactly.
Um, People that are serious about their craft and they're doing it for a purpose and are passionate about it.
Yeah.
That's what I look for the most.
That's good. Yeah, no, passion is important. It's true. Like if you don't take yourself seriously, then no one else will, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right about that. So like I said, I follow you on Instagram. I be stalking your page and watching your stories and stuff
Lucky
like
your
that.
page.
I was stalking your page, girl. And you post a lot about self-care and growth and just being mindful of yourself. And I really, really like that about you, I guess. You know what I mean? So I have a question. How can I word this?
Oh,
So
take a drink.
how so how have you groomed your confidence? Like what have you done to groom it and like what do you do to maintain it?
Ooh, she getting deep with the questions, y'all. That's a good one. How have I grown my confidence? Honestly, through a lot of like trial and error. Honestly, it's I've done a lot in life, like to even end up where I am right now. Like I've tried a lot of different things. Like I've always
Mm-hmm.
been an artist, but I've gone into a lot of different things that I felt, didn't really work. And then I just came into a very weird place where I was like, I have a corporate job and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really happy there. But I just didn't know like what was the next step. Um, and so I don't know. I just kept like searching and digging and trying new avenues and just kind of like not giving up on myself because I knew that I had a purpose, a different purpose, and I knew it was to create because I know ultimately that's when I feel my best.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I kind of just kept like digging and all that shadow work that you do, eventually you start believing in yourself, because like I've been in I've had relationships where, the person maybe didn't really believe in me, or maybe they saw something in myself that I didn't see, and that was kind of like a threat. This is going like way deep, but all that comes together to like kind of make you realize like, okay, well, one, like nobody's gonna do the work for you, and two, like you gotta realize like, yo, I started realizing like, no, I'm actually dope and I actually have a lot to offer.
That part.
And when I realized that, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just keep building, I'm gonna reach out to people. I shoot my shot business wise all the time. Like I have no plan at all. So that too, and just like, talking to people, communicating with people, and just I don't know. I guess I tapped into something where I was like, nah, this is it. Like something like it was just like a switch like went off like maybe like a year and a half ago, where I just felt like, okay, no, no, no. I'm in my bag right now, and I just keep pushing. And yeah, I guess
Yeah.
self-care ties into that, because if you don't take care of yourself and your mental, like if you can't really pour from an empty cup, or you can, but only for so long, right? So
Yeah.
that answers the question. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it does. It does. I'm gonna segue into more self-care stuff now because you're getting my mind to go. So like in terms of like self-care, like you said, you can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Yeah.
So like um when did you decide to kind of be selfish with yourself? Like to be like, no, like this is I need to, like when you decide to take time and for yourself and be unapologetic about it, like when do you feel like you stopped feeling sorry
Mhm.
for taking time for yourself? Because I feel like as Black women, we often feel guilty when
Yeah.
we have to like take time for ourselves and do things for ourselves, like because we've been groomed to like put
Yeah.
everyone in front of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been sorry, I can't talk. We've been groomed to like put people before ourselves like a lot, like
Yeah.
for as long as time is, so when did you stop caring basically about like not stop caring but start being selfish with yourself, if you can,
Mm, well, I think, well, one, like I'm already like naturally a giver.
mm-hmm.
So that could work against you if like depending on the relationships you have around you. So like when I was like, a few years back, when, maybe I didn't have the best people around me, I would always put others before me, and then I would just be left like kind of empty when that thing is not reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when I started doing my actual work and I realized, it's funny sometimes like the people closest to you don't give you that support that you were, hoping for. And then it's like strangers start supporting you more. So it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
So I guess maybe when I started noticing that, and I was like, look, regardless of what you do, um, you might not always get the support that you want, but if you don't do what you want to do, you're just gonna be left, not feeling good about yourself. So why am I gonna
Exactly.
put other people before me and then not feel good, So I just started doing what made me feel good. And what I'm doing takes a lot of time and effort and dedication. And I feel like anybody who really wants to be in your life, they're gonna understand that, and they're gonna appreciate that, and they're gonna want you to go after what it is that you love and care about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, like I didn't actually lose anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of
Mm-hmm.
out the way it was supposed to, and I'm happy with that. So
I'm happy for you too. I'm kind of in a season of transition myself. Like I think it was this year that I finally decided to, or last year, maybe last year, I decided to be selfish. I said, you know what? I'm going to go full force with my projects and my creativity. Like I love talking to people and I'm good at it. You know what I mean? Like I can actually give myself that. Like I'm good at talking to people and I'm a great communicator. So I told myself like, no, like you said, like I'm just going to be unhappy in the long run if I don't do what really brings me joy.
exactly.
So yeah, I hear you 100% on that. I really, really do. Like you're a creative. Where are you from, if I may ask? What's your background?
Well, I'm born in Canada. I'm born in Toronto, and then I moved here when I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's side is mostly like Guyanese,
Mm-hmm.
and my father's side is mostly like from like Canadian, from like Nova Scotia, or a Mary Indian, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
native.
cool.
Yeah.
Interesting mix. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how did your family like how do they respond to your creative work?
Um, well, at first, like it's like they don't really understand what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like,
They're like,
and it's actually pretty hard to explain to somebody. Like, I could just be like, "Oh, I'm a photographer," but that's not the truth. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what it is. But that
yeah.
would be like a little portion of what I do. But I mean, at this point, they see the work. They know that they know how hard I work. So, like, they're rooting for me. You know what I mean? Like, they support it. Um, I'm not really in touch with all my family like that, but
Mm-hmm.
who I am close with, they support me 100%.
Oh, I'm
Now,
happy for you. That
luckily,
yeah, I'm happy for you. That's really, really good. Like my headphones falling out. My family didn't understand either. They're like, "Ugh, Ashley's just dancing all over the place and she's just taking pictures. Why is she taking so many pictures?" Like, you know what I mean? Like YouTube, you know what I mean? Like they didn't understand either, but like I just kept going, same thing. And now they support me wholeheartedly. Like the other day, my uncle was like, "You should buy a drone." And I'm like,
oh,
I was like, I should buy a drone. It's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, for your movies. I'm like, oh,
okay.
okay.
I see.
Yes, they're starting to see the vision. Yeah, I was like, and that honestly warmed my heart. I was so happy. I was like, my African family who wanted me to be a doctor and an engineer for my whole life is finally accepting that it's not for me. That's not for me. Like, yeah.
Off with that pressure too. They try to, they see a certain thing and they kind of like put that pressure on you. It's hard to like, when you steer away from it, you feel like you're like disobeying or disappointing them in a way. But it's like, hey, sorry, but this is my dream. Like I could only.
Like my bad.
Yeah.
For real. Oh wow. So I watched Money Over Everything. Okay. And I'm gonna gas you for like 10 seconds. You are so creative. Honestly, I love watching your work. Like I love watching your work, and there's always a plot and a concept, and it's really nice to see when things. I like seeing things that are put together. Maybe it's the Virgo in me.
For sure, 100% the Virgo.
Yeah, like but I like seeing things that are put together. Do you know what I mean? Like even the storyline, the acting. Like, how did you and your team come up with the concept and like all of that?
Okay, so honestly, this literally came. So Slim, I have like a relationship with her. I'm one of her creative directors.
Okay.
So I was listening to her album and I told her like, hey, I really want to do a video for MOE.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but I want to do like I want to elevate it. I'm big on visuals. And I'm like, I think visuals are very important. We
Mm-hmm.
communicate with your audience. So I was like, I like want to involve some acting maybe. So I had like little bullet points and I called her up and I'm like, I was all excited because in my mind, I'm like, I kind of know what I'm trying to portray. So I'm like, yeah, I got this. And she like luckily like even with those little ideas, she was like, yo, let's do it. Like write the script. Like let me know. Like, do what you got to do and hit me back. And honestly, it turned into something way bigger than I thought it was. It was just supposed to be like a little short, maybe like
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 minute video, but then it turned into a complete script. And actually, I had only written like half the script, and I sent it to her, and she's like, "I love it." So I'm like, "Okay, great. Let's do a casting call." And then even that, like, we ended up getting like 70 responses, and I was like so shook. I was like, "Damn!" I was interested in
Wow.
it like that. I'm like, "Oh," it felt good, and it was really, really like cool to see people come and like take it seriously, like act it out, like people were like actors were bringing props and like going to the next level. And yeah, it was so exciting. And then like I didn't know where the script was going, to be honest. I was just like, I'm gonna keep writing, and it
Mm-hmm.
turned out good, great, actually. I'm really proud. um and then like I kind of shot myself in the foot by making it 70s theme because I'm like obsessed with the 70s. I love the style of it, the colors, the music, just the whole vibe I love.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my idea, and it worked out, but it was really hard to like get the clothing and the props.
Mm-hmm. Did
It
you like
was
go thrifting?
I did a lot of thrifting. Yeah, yeah. I had there was a one of the stylists that helped me out with the actors and stuff. I actually ended up styling Shayla myself, which I'm really proud of because like her looks were bomb. Like she pulled off things really, really well though. Shout out to her.
Mm,
Super talented. And even like she killed the acting. It was her first like acting gig. All the
wow.
like I'm telling you, the universe blessed me because the actors and actresses were like top tier, like chef kiss, like they were amazing to work with, great energy, and they just killed their roles. Ollie was the videographer, director of photography. He is amazing
Mm-hmm.
to work with, and he's just super like attentive and just very good at what he does. It was a very solid team. So I'm really happy. Sorry, I rambled on a little bit. I was excited.
No, it's okay, girl. I like hearing you talk. Like hearing you talk, but that's really, really, really cool though, because I just really liked, like the one thing I really liked about the video is just like that I noticed, I pay attention to detail. I just really liked the fact that
Yeah.
everything flowed very nicely. The acting was on point too. It was actually really good. I was like, oh my goodness. The guy who played the bodyguard is actually a really close friend of mine, Jordan.
No way.
We've
Okay.
been friends for almost 10 years, me and Jordan.
Damn.
Yeah, so like when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, it's my friend. I was like, that's my friend. But no,
I'm gonna give you a little exclusive. There might be a part three coming. Maybe, possibly, something.
will there be auditions is the question.
Yeah,
Be-
weren't you? Weren't you?
I
Weren't you?
don't know. I was I was honestly literally about to come, but like I was just really busy with school and stuff like that. And like I had no time. But I am going to be at the next one. I'm done school now, girl. Mm.
Okay. Now it's no excuses. I bet.
There's
I know
no
we're gonna
excuse.
work together, so I'm not stressed.
No, I know so too. Like you're really cool and you're really talented. And like
You girl.
I, thank you. Thank you. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying my best out here. I'm trying my best out here. I really, really, I really just felt like you were just a really cool person. And I'm like, I want to talk to her. I was like, I want to talk to her. You know what I mean? And I feel like we'll probably do this again, like, as more projects roll out and
Yeah.
things like that. I would like to like sit down with you and like talk to you about the evolution of your creative process and things like that because people change every 7 years like it changes or something. Our cells in our thing in our brain dies and then we
Oh
become new
yeah.
people. Yeah, every 7 years. And our taste palettes too, every 7 years change. Like I used to hate Oreos and this year I started loving Oreos. Like when I tell you I hated Oreos, I couldn't eat Oreos. But now
That
I
makes
love Oreos.
a lot of sense because like your style changes too, and like you might switch around your home because like me right now, that's what I'm going through. Just switching, like throwing everything out and like starting
Mm-hmm.
from scratch.
Yeah. See, yeah, you're almost like reborn in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rebirth.
rebirth. Exactly. Exactly. So, girl, this
Yeah.
was really, really, really good. This was really fun. I really enjoyed talking to you. Do you have just like final notes? Do you have any, I don't know, like advice or something for someone who is trying to get started as a creative or who wants to, put out a project, but they're scared or something? What do you have to say to them?
Anxiety is a liar.
Mm,
Don't let it get to you. I mean, it's real, but it's not. It's in your
mhm,
mind. I think you just trust yourself, like even if you feel like the work isn't where you want it to be, you have to start somewhere. At least that's how it worked for me. I just started dropping projects. Everything I started was an A1, but it was something, is a step in the right direction. If you just hold on to stuff, you're never gonna get it. But yeah, just drop your stuff, believe in yourself, ask for help if you need it. There's a whole community of people that want to work, that are looking to collaborate. You just never know. If you don't ask, you won't know. That's another thing. And be yourself,
mhm.
be yourself, trust yourself. You got it.
We got it. We got this.
All got potential to do. You can literally do whatever you want to do. That's one thing I learned in these past few months.
Mhm.
Whatever you want to do, if you put in that effort and the discipline. So
Yep. Discipline is very important too, because even on days when you're not motivated, at least if you're disciplined, you're gonna get up and do it because you need to do it. You know what I mean? So discipline is very important. Okay, girl. So thank you so, so, so much. Any shout outs. What can we expect from you in the next what can we expect from you in the next few months, I guess?
Elevation.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to elevate. I have so many ideas, so I just have like I'm focused on a few projects right now and hoping to build my team and
Mm-hmm.
expand and just do dope shit with dope people. You know what I'm saying?
Period. Period. Poop.
Thank you for having me. This is really
No,
my first
no,
interview.
no problem. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I appreciate it. We will talk again.
Girl, have a good one.
You too, girl.
Bye.